Hi, friends. Today, I would like to talk about my story of resilience, hard work, and dedication in the face of adversity and being tested by the challenges life threw at me throughout my life. In 2006, I scored 92% in the ICC board exams, which was a culmination of all the hard work I had worked hard towards all the grades in school until then. Uh, in 2009, I joined Manipal Institute of Technology for a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. And why I chose mechanical engineering is because it was highly ranked in India. It is still highly ranked in India for mechanical engineering. Many people say that it's ranked on par with IIT for mechanical engineering. And many people say that mechanical engineering is an evergreen branch. So within my first year of joining mechanical engineering, I did not like the semester. I didn't like the syllabus because I didn't have a strong aptitude for manufacturing engineering and foundry and smithy and all the practical aspects like welding or hammering iron in smithy or cutting carpentry and so on. Those were not areas where I was great in. My aptitude test earlier had shown that I was really good at mechanical engineering. That I wasn't really good at mechanical engineering, but I was better at mathematics and statistics and computer science and so on. So, after some challenging few years in Manipal, I had below average CGPA at that point of time because the courses I found them difficult because not having an aptitude for them combined with lack of consistent effort led to relatively poor performance. The game changer for me was actually in 2013 in August was the GRE exam because here was an exam which focused on mathematics and English, and those were the two areas where I was great at. So I worked, I practiced. I remember going to the consultancy center in GRE and focusing hard on the exams and practicing for about 6 to 8 hours every day for about 1.5 months. And the result of that was a score of 323 on the GRE with a quantitative score of 164, the 89th percentile at the time, a verbal score of 159, which was the 81st percentile, and the analytical writing score of 5.0, which was 93 percentile at the time. Then I was initially choosing to go for my master's degree the next year, and initially I chose financial engineering because that seemed promising, but the passion for financial engineering didn't really uh, translate into an outcome as such. But then later on, after a year, I was working at Byju's Think and Learn Private Limited as a marketing intern and also as an intern in operations research. And there I worked on the Hungarian assignment method to map students to centers to assign students to centers. So that was my interest in operations research. And then I applied to 7 universities for a master's in operations research or industrial engineering. I applied late, I think in mid March or something, and the results came a few weeks after I applied, and I got a spate of rejections. From the first university to reject me was Sunny Buffalo, which stated that because of my academics, they had rejected me, and also some other universities as well. But I got an admit from two universities. One was Northeastern University in Boston for a master's in operations research, and the second was Wayne State University in Detroit, Michigan. So I chose Northeastern because it was highly ranked. It was higher ranked than Wayne State, and it was a reputable university and a good program. And Wayne State has an industrial engineering program, but I wanted an operations research program, so Northeastern was the better choice. So then I got my visa interview. I cleared the visa interview, and then I went to the US and I started in August 2014. I started my program, and the program was 2 years long. And there I took courses like deterministic operations research, probabilistic operations research, optimization and complexity, concepts of object-oriented design. Now I wanted to learn more about statistical learning and data mining, about data science. So I was looking at some university summer sessions. So I chose Stanford University because it's the best university in the world for statistics, as everyone knows, and one of the best for computer science. And in that summer session, I took courses like theory of investment portfolios and derivative securities, data mining, and statistical learning. So these courses gave me a wider perspective and helped me understand about statistical learning, and that was the time when I first started programming in R programming language, and an introduction to statistical learning with applications in R, which was a book which was by Hasty, Tip Shirani, and so on. This book really made me very interested in data science, and that led me to pursue my master's thesis too on the time series forecasting and data mining of tornado events in the United States. So I did detailed work on that thesis for about 8 months, and I got some good results. And I performed. I built models for both time series forecasting as well as estimation. So for time series forecasting, I was trying to forecast multiple attributes of tornado events like path length, path width, and property damage, and beginning latitude, beginning longitude, ending latitude, ending longitude, and so on. And for US dollar loss or property damage, I was predicting that as a function of path length and path width in an estimation model. So eventually, my work led to some interest by Aon Corporation, which is a Fortune 500 company, and they were interested in me. So I went for the interview and I cleared the interview, and I got the job as a catastrophe analyst or as an analyst analytics at Aon Corporation at Impact Forecasting. So there I worked for almost 5 years. I worked at Aon, and I built various models for them, like machine learning models and statistical models for hurricane, for tornado, catastrophe models for hurricane, working with copula, pair copula, normal copula, and also like T copula, and also fitting various statistical distributions for tornado characteristics like path length and path width, and calculating bearing angle with tornado parallelograms. So it was very interesting work, statistical convolution of the wind field of tornado, a lot of technical work, and it was very interesting. And after spending 4.5 years at Aon, I decided to move out, and because I got a better opportunity, and I got a job as a data scientist. I worked as a data scientist for a variety of companies like Ammons Group and then Holland America Line as a senior marketing analytics analyst, where I built machine learning models for insurance for Ammons, and for Holland America was for the travel and tourism industry. Now, after that, I moved to Walgreens Boots Alliance, where I worked as a senior data scientist. This was a longer tenure and a nearly 2 year tenure at Walgreens. I built machine learning models for basically credit card propensity modeling. I built an XGBoost multi-class classification modeling to predict which customers are more likely to take Walgreens credit cards, and also a customer behavioral progression model with XGBoost as well. And I also wrote a lot of SQL queries to crunch data for ad hoc and file drill requests. Now, in 2024, in January, I unfortunately was laid off along with around 250 plus employees as part of the workforce reduction process in that month. And a lot of the team was laid off, and I believe it was a shocker for me. And I was laid off at the time when my H-1B visa also expired too, so I had no option but to and I couldn't renew it because my perm had not been approved. So I had some tough options, and I decided to move back to India. So I moved back to India, and I decided to spend the next 4 months focusing only on completing another course at Georgia Tech, which was my second master's degree in analytics at Georgia Tech. I got admitted to Georgia Tech in 2020, and I started my second MS in Georgia Tech concurrently along with the job. It's an online program, so it was good that I was able to work as well as to pursue my second graduate degree. And I was around halfway done by the time I moved to India. So then in 2024, I got used to the Indian market, and it took some time to get adjusted to the Indians market, where the recruiters ask you about your many of them ask you about the last round CTC and everything. In America, that's not the case. There's a difference in the market. And I got a job offer as a staff engineer, data scientist at Micron Technology in Hyderabad. So I spent about a year at Micron in Hyderabad, and I worked in some R&D projects and in the semiconductor manufacturing domain, deep learning and so on. And also, I took a break from my job to focus on two key things I was working on at the time, which was completing my master's degree at Georgia Tech, and also submit presenting at the Informs International Conference. I had re-picked up my research on tornado on using LSTMs to predict tornado activity. So I used LSTMs to re-simulate around 6 million tornado events over a 4,200 plus return period. So basically, the goal is to use deep learning to simulator, an extensive stochastic catalog of these events, which are spread out across space and time in clusters or outbreaks of data. So this was an interest that I really had to work on something with publication ready, or work on something which can be presented somewhere worthwhile. So it was great to be accepted to the Informs conference. So I went there, I presented. The presentation was very well received, and it felt great that something that I had been working on along with the job at Micron and along with my Georgia Tech masters. And so three things at a time: the job, Georgia Tech, and research presentation for Informs, the work. So all three things I've been working for a year, and all three got well done. So I was able to go and present, and it was great. So I was done with the presentation. Then I came back, but I was finishing up my master's degree, and I also needed to find another job because where I need something that keeps my mind stable, and we all need a job. So I took a job, and I interviewed with a variety of companies, and there were a few ups and downs, and some rejections, and some you know. But then I got accepted by Takeda. Takeda offered me a job, and I joined them as a principal AML engineer a month ago. And the principal AML engineer is the highest career path job that I've had. I'm lucky to have that job, and I'm grateful and thankful to Takeda for offering me the job. And I believe that I can do great in this job, and I'm working hard, and it's amazing. And I guess what I learned from this whole situation is that from someone who was bright initially in the 10th grade, and then lost his way a bit in engineering and so on, and then someone who, with the help of the master's degree, found his way back into something he's passionate about. So the thing is that it's not that I put a much greater amount of effort in Georgia Tech or in Northeastern than I did at Manipal. It's just that the application was different. At Manipal, I felt that despite putting the work, because of the system and because of maybe the coursework, and because of, I felt I'm flogging a dead horse. Basically, I didn't find any interest in the coursework. But at Northeastern, and even in a much colder environment in minus 25, minus 30 degrees Celsius, the coursework and the way the professors taught the courses, and even at Georgia Tech, even an online program at Georgia Tech taught me a great deal more than I ever learned at Manipal in India. So what I'm trying to say is that the people who actually find their passion early on in life, oh, that's great. They actually have it set because they learn early and they do early. But there's a whole different satisfaction or pleasure or joy out of finding your passion later in life. And that's what I would advise everybody, that don't worry. Even if you have a few hiccups along the way, you can do great in life. So that's what I would tell, that don't worry, I'm doing fine, I'm fine. Okay, I wasn't great. I had a 6 point GPA in Manipal, but I'm here, right? I'm a principal, I'm an engineer at Takeda. I got two master's degrees, one from Northeastern and one from Georgia Tech with great GPAs. And with good GPS. And also, I'm here in India. I mean, I got laid off from US and I had to move back because of my visa. But guess what? I'm still here. So that's what I would say, that don't lose hope. Life will keep testing you. One disappointment after the other will keep coming your way. But don't let it define how you react to things. Be authentic, be yourself, and go rock it. Bye.